G'day Raiders fans, it's Berkey and welcome to my Broncos top 10 preview for tonight's big match at Suncorp in a little over 5 hours. Look, it's a bit hard to know where to start after last week's train wreck, but look, a week is a long time in rugby league, a massive time in rugby league. So we've seen countless situations where times were cleaned up week before and have come out and actually won games. So there's no way in the world that I'm saying that tonight is a Q in the rack proposition. I think with the right game plan, but more importantly, the right attitude up here, we can go really close in getting a win. But it's going to take a lot of effort, a lot of team effort, a lot of belief, as well as an ounce of luck to maybe get the 2 points. But it's not impossible. And the Broncos might be feeling a little bit cocky, subconsciously thinking this might be an easy game, may not be as committed or as hard as they has been in recent weeks. And it's difficult for the Broncos to continue a run where they've had some hard games. They're five wins in. They've had a couple of hard games in that run. So they may be just starting to lose a little bit of momentum as well. Being at home obviously helps their cause enormously. But look, let's dive into it, shall we? The Broncos' main three areas, I think, rest on three players. First one's Adam Reynolds. He's going to control everything tonight. Pretty much fait accompli. He'll organise both left and right side of the rucks, the kicking game. The whole of the Broncos play will evolve around his leadership. Most importantly for us with Reynolds is every time he has the ball, he has to get on the ground. He has to make sure we've got to make sure that we get him up off. He gets up off his feet or off his backside every time he has the ball, whether in attack or whether he's kicking. We just can't give him free rein and stand back and watch. We have to put a lot of pressure on him from the inside, i.e. markers coming across and making him accountable by rushing his pass and making sure that we put really good pressure on the kick. It may not it may not have a massive impact on how he performs, but it certainly will tire him out at 34 years of age, getting his butt off the ground every time he gets the ball, either in attack or defence. So it's really critical we make him accountable with both our inside runs and making sure we put really good pressure on his kicks. If we can do that to Reynolds, get under his skin a little bit, it may force him to rush passes, rush kicks, and that's what we want to achieve with his play. Number two is Payne Haas. He'll probably only play 55, 60 minutes, but they're going to be very impactful. So once again, we have to make sure that we have really good line speed to get up and stop his momentum before he gets over the advantage line or sticks his nose through the attack or our defensive line. If we can do that, it stifles the next ruck of the Broncos if he hasn't made the ground that he wants to. He's a big momentum gainer, and that second ruck after Haas usually takes it is really where they get the momentum to set Reynolds up for some key positions as to what he's going to do around the field. So if we can stop Haas's momentum, big way to getting the victory tonight. Number three, I've gone for Pat Carrigan. Once again, very good link man, keeps those middles tight in defence. Once again, we've got to try and work him over. He's not a massive impact player in that he won't set up a lot of tries, but he's just going to be constant for 80 minutes. So he's their real heart and soul of this side for the Broncos. So once again, if we can really stifle the impact that he has, particularly in attack as a link man, the better off we're going to be moving forward. So let's come to us. Number four, I've gone the bounce back factor. As I said at the start, we just have to forget about last week. Even if we get behind tonight, we just have to have belief in our system, in attack and defence is going to get us back into the game. We can't drop our heads. Last week is now just a distant memory. We're best just to lock it up and throw away the key. But I feel that a lot of the guys would be hurting individually, and subconsciously they want to take accountability. A really important word in rugby league is accountability for their performance and make sure they're switched on tonight. Number five, I've gone for Hudson Young. He's had an indifferent start to the year compared to last year. He's just seeming a little bit sterile. I like Hudson when he plays off the cuff. At the moment, he seems to be really structured in his play. He's got to get to a certain field position or he's got to submit in the tackle because he doesn't want to invoke too much on the next play. I like Hudson Young where he's ad-lib off the cuff. I think if he can get back to that style of play, it will actually help our team. Hudson has a little bit of chaos about him, and opposition teams don't like chaos. They like structure. So any player that's off the cuff or whatever really can unsettle opposition defences. And that's the sort of role I want to see Hudson play tonight. Number 6, I think we've got to play ugly. The Broncos like a very upbeat type of game. It's going to be a really fine night in Brisbane. It's going to be a quick field. So I think we just got to slow down their tempo. Don't give them a roll. Don't allow them to keep the ball in play as much as they like. We just got to play ugly, get up in their face, slow to play the ball down, really get up and put pressure on them. The Broncos don't like that up in your face type of style. So I think if we can play ugly and just be really boring with the way that we do things, we could get away with this. 7, I've gone for Corey Horsburgh. I think he's had a really good start to the year, the horse. Once again, he's a real volatile type of guy. He can certainly suck some Broncos players in as well with the way that he plays. So I just once again want to see him ad lib, playing the way that he has been playing, and just giving us a little bit of mongrel and anger and momentum when he's on the field. I think that's his real strong suit to his game. Is the way that he really brings some aggression when he's on there. And we did a lot of that tonight to get over the Broncos. Number 8, I've gone for Corey Harawira-Naera. Once again, bit of a stop-start role to the year. I love it when Corey really hits a hole. He can drag defenders in, get 2 or 3 tackles or 2 or 3 defenders on him, quick play the ball, and we've got some options left or right. Once again, I really want to see him motor into his attack tonight, really roll his sleeves up, and particularly in defence. He's a very, very good hitter. Once again, do some things that can lift the side. It's really important tonight that guys individually take on the role to lift the side. Number 9, I've gone for Emre. Gets a chance to start tonight with Joe Tarpanay out. Emre's had, once again, a solid start to the year. He's very good on his feet, Emre, so it's very hard to get a hit on him, and he always usually lands on his stomach, allowing a quick play the ball. So he's just got to play very simple, very basic, have no errors. He doesn't have to be Joe Tarpanay. He's just got to be Emre Gula. Get us over that advantage line and get us on the front foot for that next set of attacking plays, whichever way we go. And number 10, I've gone for the kicking game. When we do kick, we've got to bounce the ball to both Cobbo as well as to Walsh. We can't allow our kicks to hit them on the full. If we do that, we're going to create major issues with them getting easy yards back to our defence. So the likes of Schneider and Fogarty have got to make sure those kicks downfield as much as they can, that they bounce to Walsh or bounce to Cobbo. It slows their momentum up. They've got to sit and wait for the ball to bounce to them. Then they can take off. But it gives our defensive line a chance to get up and take away that important yardage that the Broncos rely on. So, guys, that's it for my top 10 tonight, guys. I'm going to the game. Looking forward to it immensely to see the Green Machine live. I think we're a chance, guys. Forget last week. Be positive. And as always, this is Berkey. Bleed Green, out.